Welcome, hosts and future hosts, to my Turo Masterclass. My name is Randy Vigiani. I host 57 cars currently on Turo, making an average of $40,000 to $50,000 per month. And I could teach you a few things. I've been doing this for about 7 years now, and I'm excited to share with you just about everything you need to know. And even if you're an expert, stay with me till the end. I'm going to teach you how to obtain cars without using your own money. So the last 27 cars that I've gotten, I've used this specific method. And so from beginning to expert, there's something in this video for you. So stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for some future videos about how to run your Turo fleet. So setting up your account, let's start there. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is sign up as a driver on Turo, get approved, and you'll be able to list a car by hitting the little plus button under Host in your vehicle settings. You can add the vehicle there. Keep in mind that the eligible vehicles are 12 years old or newer. They have to have a clean title, and they have to have less than 130,000 miles. No salvage titles, no rebuilt titles. And I recommend staying 1 year ahead of the game just in case they decide to get rid of some older cars, which they've done from time to time. I avoid the luxury vehicles for the most part because they're a little more high maintenance, and I'm all about the profit spread here. So this is a cash flow business. My goal is to get as many vehicles that are assets that I control, that are building my monthly cash flow. And in the end, I hope to have a bunch of paid off ATM machines rolling down the road. So make sure you're getting the right vehicle for your market. So I used to get a Mercedes C63, and people would burn the tires off of it. And if you damage any kind of brake components or even the tires on that vehicle, you're spending a lot of money for maintenance. So that's not necessarily the right vehicle for my Colorado market. Out here, we use all-wheel drive SUVs. Mid-range SUVs seem to do really great. So I'm looking at Jeep Wranglers, Subaru Outbacks, Chevy Tahoes. Larger vehicles always seem to do well. Minivans seem to do well. You're looking at the expected profit per car. And how I figure that out is if I'm buying a cash car for between $5,000 and $10,000, then I could expect to make around $700 to $900 per month on average. And you got to figure you have about $100 a month for maintenance and $100 a month for insurance. So you're still getting around $500 to $700 profit. And if you finance, let's say, a Jeep Wrangler, you can get one of those for about $580 per month, and you'll make about, on average, $1,200 a month with that vehicle. So you're still right around the $500 a month profit margin. And if you times that by 50 cars, of course, you're going to be doing very well. So what you're looking to do is the car's not too over leveraged. You don't want to pay super high interest rate and end up with $1,000 a month payment on a Wrangler when you're only making $1,200 a month, because you'll pretty much break even. And what a lot of hosts are doing is they're just financing these vehicles at a high interest rate, and they're getting a whole bunch of them, and they're left with the hard business to make $1, and they're pretty much working for free. So take it from me, just take your time when you get the vehicles. Try to do a 1-to-1 ratio. That means I'm getting one cash car for every one financed car. Is a really safe method to run and grow your business. And you want to keep things low risk that way. So if you're doing a whole bunch of financed cars and no cash cars, then you're over leveraged, and you might be at risk of, what if Turo decides to shut down your account? You would be really failing easily at this business. If you're really high leverage, you could destroy your credit. You can just basically expect to go bankrupt at that point. So managing your operations, what I do is I have one part-time guy and another guy who is kind of part-time on mechanics. And the one part-time guy will take my cars to the airport. He'll pick them up from the airport. He'll clean them. He'll take the pictures. Once you have, let's say, 20 or more cars, you can start getting some help. Otherwise, you're kind of, I would say it's like between 10 to 20 cars just to pay for these employees. So it's really important to try to manage everything yourself if you can in the beginning of this business. I think one person could easily handle 25 cars. So Don't be afraid to give yourself a job until you're ready to go to the next step and really scale this business. Personally, my goal is to have 100 cars. I'm going to have a storage for exotic cars, a membership club. I would like to have bring your own beer kind of thing for auto enthusiasts, do car cruise meetups, do off-road cruise meetups, and speaking engagements, hang out with your friends, that kind of like a private membership club experience. But handling your operations, you just gotta make sure that you service every rental, you're never canceling on anyone. You gotta have good customer service, and that even means keeping your cars clean, just responding to messages right away. In operations, that's kind of what you have to do is you're looking at messages daily, you're adjusting your pricing daily, you're making sure that cars go out on time. And I usually recommend that you handle everything a day in advance. So that way, if an oil change or a tire repair comes up, you have your 24-hour period to go ahead and handle those things. So good customer service is key. You got to keep your reputation good. I think I'm at like a 4.8 or 4.9 stars out of over 7,000 trips. So customer service is definitely one of my strong points. So as far as what I was talking about with having 100 cars, you got to have an exit strategy. So my exit strategy, one way could be to pay off all the cars, and then you're able to sell your portfolio of cars one by one and cash out at the end, each car being worth, let's say, an average of $10,000. So that's one way to exit the business. But if you have a profitable business and you have a portfolio of 100 cars, somebody is liable to pay you maybe even $1 million to take over this cash flowing business because it's turnkey and you have systems in place and it's ready to go. So there's a couple ways of exiting this business, but my strategy is going to try to get the most out of it and try to find an investor to buy the company 5 to 10 years from now. Who knows? But this is a lifestyle-oriented business. I used to do moving services, and it was kind of a bummer because everybody was upset. They had to move. It was a stressful time. They might have been going through a divorce or some difficult life-changing situations, or even a family member that died. So this business is fun. It's got its perks for you to be able to drive around a bunch of cool cars that you might not normally be able to afford otherwise because you've got them rented out. So you could start this business as a life hacking solution. It's better to have 2 cars instead of 0 because 1 car could pay for your other car. If you're renting out 1 cash car, it could make your payments on another one while you pay off that vehicle and have no vehicle expenses. It's one of the biggest expenses in your life, and it's not a bad idea to start this business as a life hacking solution. I actually do that with Airbnb as well. I've rented homes and lived entirely for free, rented out cars and had entirely free cars, and that's how I got started in this stuff. So I definitely recommend that. Another thing to do on this business is to get mentorship and partnerships. So mentorship will keep you from making all the same mistakes that I did with over-leveraged vehicles, buying the wrong vehicles for my market, being able to predict the timing of when things were going to be fast or slow and when I should have expanded or contracted. And a good mentor can really shortcut you on obtaining cars and scaling your fleet. So I recommend that if you do need a mentor, I'm here to help you. Feel free to contact me. I'll give you my information at the end of this video to help you grow this business and probably, 5 to 10 times the speed of just trying to learn everything yourself. So when you're obtaining vehicles, you can actually buy them cash. You can lease them. Leasing has its benefits because usually the payment's a little bit lower, but watch it because the mileage, they usually cap you at like 10 or 15,000 per year. And you're going to run an average of 25 to 30,000 miles per year on these vehicles. At least that's what I've seen in Colorado because they take long trips to the mountains. You could finance the vehicles, but keep in mind you're putting them under your own credit, and you have to have good credit to not over leverage yourself and keep your payments low. But I recommend getting vehicles every which way that you can. 2 other methods that are my favorite methods are seller financing. If they own the vehicle, they can actually allow you to make payments on it if you can establish trust with them. And sub 2, which means subject to the existing loan staying in place. This is kind of relatively new, but this is my specialty, is that I've obtained the last 27 vehicles All sub 2, this means they're not on my credit. This means I assume the interest rate of the person who had bought it before me, and I'm making payments to the bank to pay off the car while I rent it out. This is not affecting my credit score, and it has unlocked unlimited expansion for me, so I can add as many cars as I want, make cash flow out of every one of those cars until they're paid off, and then make the money selling them on the back end, or make the money by portfolio investing into this business. So sub 2 is definitely the best way to obtain vehicles to unlock unlimited expansion. If you want just help with that, I'm your guy for that. I teach creative finance. I have a community called Sub 2 on Wheels. So you can take advantage of my free community, and you can get weekly calls from me helping you close those deals, providing you the paperwork. I could be your transaction coordinator, making sure that gets all done properly. I'm ready to help you expand this business in a really fast way. I've done probably 13 cars in 30 days, and I wasn't really even focused solely on expansion. I was just taking what came my way based on my personal brand and based on the people that I met. There was Turo Host getting out of the business, was searching on various marketplaces with vehicles for sale. I have a whole training on how to do that, how to talk to them, and how to get these cars, how to obtain them. So stay tuned for another video on the Sub 2 method, and definitely come join my group. It's called Sub 2 on Wheels on Facebook. You could probably find it in a search, but I'll be sure to leave my contact info so that way you can get a hold of me so you can scale that business, or we could start building this business for you together. My information is Instagram at randysworld85. My phone number 863-399-8990. Again, 863-399-8990. You can send me a text message directly. Ready to help you start this business. So don't forget to like and subscribe. This has been your extremely fast masterclass. I'm happy to go into more detail on all of these things for you, but thank you for listening, and I appreciate your time here, and I'm looking forward to talking with you about this more.